right, to the Green Acres, the Free Farm Friday hotline. I was telling all of you about this just a moment ago, last segment. We were talking about the San Damiano College for the Trades. And you can find them at sandamianotrades.org. First thing you'll notice when you go to the site, there's videos of young men actually working with their hands. Gee, what a novel idea. I was made aware of the San Damiano College for the Trades by Edgar Morgan, who is a Crusader. And Edgar sent me an email and said, do you know about this? And I wrote him back and I said, no. And he said, well, would you like to know about it? And I said, yes, of course I would. As someone who has been selling the Durable Trades book for, 5 years now. And so I was put in contact with Kent Lasnoski, who is, Ken, now what are you two? You're the dean?
Oh, I'm the president, the founding president of the college.
Okay. So now you're in Illinois, right?
Yes, we are in Illinois.
We are all apologetic. We all apologize for that. We're all sorry to hear that you're. Well, I know Illinois, actually, if you've ever driven it, if you go up like Interstate 55, takes 6 hours to get to the bad part where Chicago is, right?
Look, most of Illinois is not crazy, as I come to discover. But let me tell you, if you're gonna try to start some administrative project, like higher education, Illinois is one of the more complicated places to do that, and that's a generous way of talking.
It's very generous. The Charleston Academy for Building Arts. I don't know if you know Wade Ritzy. That's the only other school in the United States I know of that's doing what you guys are doing. And they're probably in like year number 12 now. They're ironworking, plastering, which is a trade and a skill that is in such high demand now because historical buildings are falling apart. And then there's the new trades that are going to be needed, like Mike Rowe is talking about all the time. You need your plumbers, you need your electricians, you need your welders, you need your pipe fitters, all of these trades. What do you guys specialize in?
Our ethos is really about restoration. The motto of the college is Restaurate Ecclesiam Meam. It's rebuild my church, right? And so we're about rebuilding the church in every sense of that word. Starting the way St. Francis of Assisi did. A lot of people overlook that. He picked up stones and he physically rebuilt the church. And people say, oh, well, it wasn't really about that. Well, yeah, it was. And he went on to have a spiritual impact in the church, which is amazing. But keep in mind, the dream of the Pope was that he was supporting the church, like on his back, and so we're about that. We're about restoring everything that's good in the church, including church buildings. So really what we do in our first year is expose the students to 7 different trades, everything in the basic construction trades realm, so that they can have a base competency really in everything you would need to rebuild anything, including a church. And then we expose them to some stained glass and some painting restoration and other things that are more precise to church restoration. But we want to give them a broad competency.
Somebody, one of our listeners, took his son a family trip last year to the Cathedral of Cologne. And they're standing outside and they're looking up at it. And the son says to the dad, Dad, I wonder how could we build one of these today? Maybe we could build one of these in the United States. And the dad goes, son, we can't. We don't know how to. I think that's actually a pretty true statement. And unfortunately, modern building methods have made it so that the actual, construction with brick and mortar and carving stones out. Like you look at the Cathedral of Cologne, there's a lot of stonework there. But there's also a lot of woodwork. You mentioned stained glass. Where can you find stained glass? They actually mass manufacture it. They screen print it now. They use transparent inks and they screen print it on the glass to make it look like it's stained, like a stained glass, but it's really not classic stained glass. So there's someone that goes, a young man that goes to San Damiano trades school. Can they go there to learn just construction skills, or are you specifically saying we're cranking out the next generation of church builders?
Well, so they will not finish our school with our curriculum as ready to do full out restoration arts.
Okay.
So what we're offering again in our first year curricular wise is an exposure to this whole broad spectrum. And then for the rest of the time, for their other 2 years here, they're actually picking a trade to work out in the world. And so if they can get a job with one of the church restoration companies that are within driving distance, then they can dive deep into that. Otherwise, they might be working with a contractor or a union crew or something else in one of the, an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, masonry, right? So the basic thing is that we train them up in a competence. Now, if you want to go then take that and move directly into something more like a church restoration craft, you'll find a job right out there with some of the companies around the country that are looking for that. And so, because again, like everywhere else, they can't find good employees.
That's right.
So they want someone who's competent, humble, and hungry to learn, and who's devout. That's what they're looking for, and that's what our guys are. And so, if they go out to those companies after graduating, there's not going to be a problem for them to win jobs. And
you also have a rugby program. So, I mean, that. Because on the website, there are young men playing rugby.
We love this. We love sports.
I love it too.
Yeah,
I think young men ought to be well-rounded like that. Here in New Orleans, we go to Old St. Patrick's on Camp Street, which was begun in 1835, and they finished it completely finished it in 1847, I believe. I have a book on how they actually built the church. Father Garrett O'Brien. I asked him, I said, Father, are there any secrets to this church? He goes, as a matter of fact, there are. There's a book. And I said, for the 100th anniversary in 1957, they had a book. They actually commissioned a book, and a bunch of people wrote stories about it. One of the things that I was so fascinated by was, okay, how did they build this 185-foot tall structure on the kind of ground that you had in New Orleans? Well, it's an interesting story, but this is a little factoid that is in the book. When St. Patrick's Cathedral or the Basilica, because St. Louis Cathedral is actually a cathedral in New Orleans, so you can't call it a cathedral, but it is. When it was completed in that beautiful Gothic style that you couldn't probably do today, maybe you guys could figure out how to do it. It was the tallest structure on the banks of the Mississippi River in the United States. So if you were a ship captain and you were going down the Mississippi River, the landmark to look for, if you were looking for New Orleans, would be St. Patrick's or St. Louis. But it was the tallest structure on the banks of the Mississippi at that time, and it held the record all the way until the mid part of the 20th century when skyscrapers started being built in cities like New Orleans. But what I'm fascinated about is, Father O'Brien has the task. It's on the Registry of National Buildings now, so they can't tear it down. The only thing they can do is restore it. And you talk about some plaster work and some intricate beams. Like, I look up at those beams every Sunday and go, how do they do that? What is holding the roof up on this thing? Would a young man that goes to San Damiano, in the engineering part, would he be taught kind of like, how did that Gothic structure work? Yeah, so well, in a basic sense, we don't have an engineering program. Okay. Right? We offer an associate degree in the great books, or we don't offer it. We're teaming up with another university to create that program that we're aiming at. But they'll get Euclid, right, and basic church architecture. Right. And we do those together, right? So we're thinking about the idea of what is an angle, what are shapes, how do they work together philosophically and mathematically, and then we do that in the context of sacred architecture. So it's really a beautiful way of introducing those ideas. And use the term sacred architecture, which could in the church, it might be the rectory, it might be like again, just using St. Patrick's as a model.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's, the pews. I look at the pews and I go like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
It's just the woodworking that goes into the pews. So in this sacred restoration, your students and or someone that would graduate out of there would, as you said, would go to work for a company. How many of these companies are there?
You would be surprised, actually, how many of the smaller companies there are, right? So within Springfield, there's a stained glass company. We're a town of 100,000, 120,000, even though we're the capital, allegedly, of
Right.
Illinois.
No, Chicago's the capital.
And yeah, then an hour away in Peoria, there's a wonderful company called Heritage Restoration and Design. They are doing all kinds of great work in church restoration. In St. Louis, there's a ton of great work going on there. ML Fry, stained glass and restoration. Jacksonville, 45 minutes away, there's Jacksonville Stained Glass. So, you'd be surprised at how many small companies there are. And you talk to these guys and they say, well, look, I don't know who I'm going to give my company to. I don't know who's going to take this on, right? If it's not my kids, if they haven't been blessed enough for their children to follow in that tradition, they've got nothing. And so, we need to raise up a new generation of people who want to receive the tradition of restorative arts and of just the trades in general, working with their hands.
Well, I think the San Damiano Trades is a great place to start. So, folks, if you have young men in your life that are looking for a vocation, and that's what this is, it's a calling, it's a vocation, I think this is a great place to start. I'm just browsing around the website, 400 hours of technical instruction in a trade, up to 2,000 hours on-the-job training in a trade. That's enough to prepare one. We used to have these things called guilds. Right?
Yeah.
You would have Stained Glass Workers Guild, Carpentry Guild, the Iron Guild, or whatever the case may have been. We have a guild here, the Crusade Radio Guild, and we hope that young men will take up the trade, or young women, primarily young men, of learning radio broadcasting from yours truly. So we're big into promoting vocations here. And this, to me, as I browse around on the website, this just seems to me that this is a whole project. This is addressing the whole young man here, which colleges used to do.
Oh yeah.
You want to crank out honorable, virtuous young men to go into society, right? And this seems to me like San Damiano Trades is a great place to start.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, look, college has become the standard bachelor's degree. Let's not mince words. It has become basically, I'm going to go pay, right, $60,000, $80,000 a year for the opportunity to have drunken debauchery every weekend and learn basket weaving and nothing else, or, woke politics or whatever it is. Like, that's what it's become. And then, oh, by the way, when you're done, you'll be unemployable and have $40,000 of debt at the minimum.
True
right?
story.
Like, it's crazy. We need to fix it. And that's part of what we're doing here.
There's Maggie, what's the name of the book? I think you have it. I saw it on the table, and we gave Father Starkovich a copy of Building Churches. There's a book that Romanatus Press actually has out. You're nodding your head. I think you're familiar with it. It's not a durable trades book, but it's how they used to build churches. And I found a copy of it. Well, he sent me a press copy of it about 7, 8 years ago when it came out. Here it is. I'm sure you're familiar with this. That's an amazing book. This is the coolest book for a kid, for a young man. If I was a young guy, I would devour this thing. So as an older guy, I did devour it. And I'm going through the book and I'm going like, man, this is how they did it. It actually shows you how they did it. So I think that, and this is pretty much some of what you're doing at San Damiano.
Yeah, we want to inspire men to be interested in exactly that.
So if someone has an interest in this, they should just go to the website?
Yeah, go to the website, fill out our student interest form, and we'll get you into a conversation with us. We'll get you out here for a visit. and you can start praying with us and learning with us and working with us.
Can I come for a visit?
Yeah, man, we'd love to get you out here.
Now, what year were you founded?
2024. I mean, we are brand spanking new. This is our first year with students.
Maggie,
it's going well.
Maggie, you had the drone shot of the actual building. I assume that you guys actually built that building.
Well, believe it or not, that building has been there since the sisters came here in 1875.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
It looks brand new.
Yeah, well, they rebuilt new portions of it, right? They've reconsolidated portions of it. Some of it's new in 2009, but really the lion's share of it is very old. That church is from 1924. It is one of the most amazing churches I've ever been in. And you're just like, what is this doing in the middle of Illinois out here? You know,
we're looking at it on the. You can't see it, but we're looking at it. She's showing the audience where the drone shot that you sent me, or the aerial shot. The roofs are beautiful. Did you guys have to restore the roofs?
So the roof restoration has been done mostly by a company named Tremco. And they came out here for 4 weeks and taught us about industrial roofing and restoration of roofs. It was a really cool module for the students.
Okay, so a young man with that, or someone that's interested, go to sandamianotrades.org, fill the form out, and go and apply. How many students? So you just started a year ago. I assume you do have some students.
Oh, yeah. We only planned to take 20. We ended up taking 24. We had something like 85 applications for 24 spots. I mean, and it's going to be crazy this year, too. The applications keep coming in. And so if you want to get in on this, get in quick, because, you want to get in front of that line before it gets too big.
All right. Ken has to go teach a class, so he's going to go teach a class. I have a break coming up. Ken, I want to thank you. I'm going to make a video out of this. We'll make sure that you get a copy. You can distribute it as you see fit. What a great program, folks. sandamianotrades.org.